Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Aries, this is going to be kind of a special storytelling because this is in honor of the autumnal equinox, which is today, the 23rd of September. And this is the situation where all around the world this has been celebrated by different cultures. If you're in the northern hemisphere, uh, the sun moves into the south as it crosses that celestial equator. It's where we start to see the equality between 12 hours of daytime, 12 hours of nighttime, or very close to it, depending on where you are in the world. But then after that, as days progress, we start to see that our days are going to become shorter and our nights are going to become longer. And of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the exact reverse. So we're going to keep that in mind as inspiration for the story, the concept of, equality and then shifting and taking a different, definite direction. But going back to the topic of how different cultures have celebrated this, especially ancient cultures, were very apt to celebrate the equinox all around the world. There's different examples of that. Stonehenge is connected to equinoxes, Machu Picchu, and I'm in front of the Mayan calendar right now because if you were in Chichen Itza in Mexico, there is a temple there dedicated to Quetzalcoatl, who's also known by the Mayan name of Kukulkan. And this is the feathered serpent deity. And at this temple in Chichen Itza, at the time of the equinox, the sunlight, the temple was built in such a way that the sunlight filters down in this little strip of light, much like a slithering snake would, and it goes all the way down the corner of the 91 steps, and then at the bottom there's a carved head of that serpent deity. So very amazing, piece of architecture. And the name Quetzalcoatl is translated to mean like the most high aspect, which is like the beautiful plumage of a bird, combining with the lowest element, which is the water serpent. And so kind of in a more metaphorical way, we could look at it as the cosmos connecting to the earth, if I could speak. So let's go ahead and just keep all that in mind as we begin this story. So what is the energy that the Aries is in that might be the moment of balance? Very nice. It's the Six of Wands. The moment of balance for this Aries is one of power, success, heroic energy, feeling like proud of one's accomplishments, feeling balanced in their success. So we've got a very empowered Aries. A lot of wand energy there. Although we have an Ace of Wands in the reverse, we have a Five of Pentacles, and we have a Queen of Swords. This almost feels like our Aries is saying, I am aware that I have crushed the competition. And I don't want to look back at it anymore. And I don't care if somebody is sad over me. I'm proud of myself that I handled this, that I put up boundaries, and that I said goodbye to something that was not good for me. It doesn't matter to me if somebody feels the loss of me in their life. I put up boundaries for a very good reason. So this feels like an Aries who is on this equinox. They might be recognizing that they made some judgment calls in their own life, and they're proud of themselves for doing so. They're proud of themselves for putting up real boundaries, and they are logically, they're not guilting themselves. They're not saying, oh, but maybe later I'll let somebody back in. No, they're like, I put up an absolute emotional barbed wire fence. Somebody is not climbing back over that to come and mess with me again. And I'm proud of myself that I had what it took to calmly but firmly put up a boundary. And I really mean it. I'm not letting someone guilt me into letting them back in. I don't care if they're going to miss my energy. I don't want to deal with this anymore. That's the way I would say this. We got a Queen of Pentacles. This Aries keeps showing up like somebody who's feeling so much more balanced, like their world is feeling right now. It feels like they actually have their resources available to themselves. It feels like they finally are in this energy of, my life makes sense now. It was sensible for me to cut something out of my life that was no good for me, for my health, for my well-being. And it's protecting myself and my abundance. And I already feel the relief for having made these judgment calls. I don't think that this Aries was mean. I just think that they were firm. We got a Queen of Cups in the reverse. They said, I don't have emotion for this situation. I don't want to give my emotion to a certain situation anymore. And I really mean it. This is a situation where I feel like Aries said no and they meant it. And they're proud of themselves. It took a while, maybe. It took a while for them to get tired of this. Five of Cups in the reverse. They have no regrets. This Aries is simply reflecting how much better they feel for having cut something out of their life where once upon a time maybe they were worried that, am I going to miss this if I make this judgment call? Will I be sad? Will it be painful for me as well? Am I going to regret my choices? No, I don't see that. I see this as a completely empowered choice that this Aries has made for their own life. Six of Cups. I think the Aries moves on now. They move on, and I think that there is some other energy re-entering their life. The Six of Cups could be a warm and wonderful nostalgia. But we've got a Seven of Swords. There's a confused energy here. There's hieroglyphs on that. That's not just a card of lies. That's a card of Seven of. Hold on. This is a totally different energy than what I was thinking it was at first. This, so it is raining here. I'm wondering if the person that Aries has cut out of their life, this is them being impacted by Aries' decision today, which is, I'm not saying Aries made this decision today, but it's more like they've become aware that they made the right decision. And at the same time, the other individual who's been cut out of Aries' life, they might be realizing Aries was a soulmate to me. It's murky, it's confused, but now I realize really what Aries was to me. They'll always be somebody that I will think about. They'll always be somebody that I would want to return to, but I don't think, I mean, they might be growing, they might be changing, they might be evolving, but it still seems pretty confused with that Seven of Swords and the hieroglyphs. It's like this person was very slow to comprehend how important a relationship was and what it meant, and maybe what impact it could have had they perhaps been mature enough to let something impact them. Why is that showing up at all? Because again, the Aries is not over here having any regrets with that Five of Cups in the reverse. Five of Wands, Three of Cups. Okay. Aries might hear this through the grapevine. They might hear a friend reaches out and says, hey, I heard that, you and that person, are you guys really split up? Or was this really over? Because, they're saying that this is so important. They might even be trying to say, oh, I know that at some point Aries and I will be back together again, or they're intimating that. Are you going back to that person? And this kind of seems like a little bit of gossip coming in, a little bit of like, you notice how we have 3 people standing around here, we have 5 people standing around. It seems like water cooler gossip, hearing it second and third hand knowledge. What's Aries' response to that? Because I do think that this message gets back to the Aries. Emperor. Aries is saying, do I look like somebody that says something that I don't mean? I'm in charge of my own life. I make my own choices. The Aries is not going to slander this person. They're not going to say anything unkind or mean about whatever choices they've made. Say this is about somebody who like quit a job or something like that. They're not going to go around and, trash talk. They're like, no, I made a choice for myself. They're going to like totally stamp down any kind of gossip mongering about their choices. They personally know why they made their choices. They didn't feel emotionally drawn to this anymore. It wasn't satisfying. They needed to put up a boundary, and they did it. It's enough for them to know why they did what they did. And I think that they're going to be very, very good at saying, I made a choice that was right for me. And I consider things heavily before I make choices. But once I've made a choice, I'm confident. And I think that that's it. I don't think that they gossip. I don't think they give anybody fuel for the fire. I think they just simply stick with, I'm in charge of the choices that I make in my life. I'm responsible for them, and I made the choice that I wanted to. That's it. This feels very cool, calm, and collected, and it just feels like the Aries is handling any questions or any gossip with a way that it'll just close it down. We've got the Hierophant that came out in the reverse. This is Taurus energy. There is someone out here. By the way, that's my Aries howling out there. He's on patrol right now. Got the Seven of Cups in the reverse, Four of Swords upright. We've got an energy over here of breaking away from a pattern, breaking away from an organization, a structure, something. If Aries had been expected to do things in a certain way, Aries says, what I know for a fact is that I do things my way, especially from here on out. And I'm going to be kind of more quiet. I think Aries is retreating just a little bit, not because they're like, oh, I don't want other people to be unhappy with the choices I've made, but rather they're like, no, I know that I'm sorting through some other aspects of my life, but what I want next, and I want to be very clear on what I need to do next, and I'm the only one who can answer that. So I don't want other people to tell me what I should do next. I want to, especially if this is like a major life upheaval or some big changes that the Aries is making, they want to be fully in control of the choices they make, and they want to make it from a really empowered state. We've got a Queen of Pentacles upright. We keep seeing this Aries come across as strong, and we've seen them as divine masculine and feminine so far. We've seen the Queen of Pentacles come across a couple different times. I think that this Aries is shifting their energy and attention to their abundance, maybe to their career path. They are really wanting to be very clear-headed about what they do next. If this is a situation where Aries is like, you know what, I'm proud of the choices I'm making. I'm proud of the way I'm changing my circumstances. I'm not answering to anybody else. I'm just doing what I need to for me. But it is about me gaining more abundance in my life, more sense of stability, and only I can decide where to go next. Ten of Swords. I feel like this Aries is, if there is one thing that they turn their attention to right now, in this moment where they feel content with their choices thus far, they are more business minded at the moment, not romance minded. This is a character turning their attention to career path, to tangible aspects of life, and they are making a change in that area as well. Three of Pentacles. They may be changing who they do business with. They could be changing who they invest with. There is a new partnership as something else is ending, but it feels like it's all about stability. Heck, this could, the context of stability could be where they live. This could be an Aries saying, I think I'm going to change where I live. I think I want to maybe move in with roommates, move in with family members. They're changing everything right now. This is an Aries who's their life's in a state of flux, but it's on their terms. They're walking away from things that don't serve them. They're choosing new partnerships. They're shutting down gossip, and they're just simply owning their own life, making their own choices. And at every turn, they check in with themselves instead of with others and let other people sway them. This is all about, if they make a change to like go live with family or to go back and live someplace else, we got the Fool card, we got the Justice card. If they make choices like this, they are taking a leap of faith, because it's about time that some things be rebalanced in their life. They do some meditation on this, and they think about what's right and what's not right, because I think that this character wants very much to make sure they make up for lost time. It's like this Aries might have been previously invested or expected to be invested or giving an awful lot to a situation that they didn't get much from. They are aware that they have every right maybe to make good choices for themselves without answering to the whims of others. This is an Aries ready to take a big leap of faith. And I keep feeling like at every turn, the choices that they make in life could make other people go, oh, you're doing what? And don't ask me why, but I'm thinking right now of somebody who's like, they want to go work on a cruise ship, or they want to do something that is all of a sudden vastly different. They're changing their career path. They're going to change where they live. These things could be interwoven. They could be taking a leap of faith to go do something that other people are going to be like, what are you doing? And the bottom line is they're saying, I'm doing what's right for me, because for a long time I didn't do that. And that's where I got out of balance in my life. I should do what's right for me. And I think that's exactly where our character is going with every aspect of their life at this point. They're making choices that feel right to them. And it might be out of the norm. It might be things that surprise other people, but they're doing what's right for them. So I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you do enjoy the channel, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you guys again in the next one. Take care for now. Bye.